I can't wait until we get the first conservative Republican female president. The importance of Republican women in the House of Representatives. Since 1917, when Representative Janet Rankin of Montana became the first woman to serve in Congress, a total of 424 women have served as United States representatives, delegates, resident commissioners, or United States senators.
Welcome to today's episode of The Moderate View.
Hello and welcome to The Moderate View, the show that is not part of groupthink. I'm Victor Goatstar. In today's episode, I will discuss the newest Republican Congresswoman serving in the United States House of Representatives. I will discuss the ins and outs of the newest 2023 Republican Congresswoman serving in the United States House of Representatives. And I will offer you a special surprise at the end. Be sure to listen all the way through for the details. All right. So I'm really a big supporter of women. I'm really a big supporter of women because I think women are very special. I think women are powerful in the sense that I think it's a miracle that women have the ability to create human life. I'm very inspired by a lot of women. And frankly, I grew up with a single mom for the most part, like all the way till, all the way till I was like 17. And then I moved with my dad. So I was raised with a single mom for 17 years. I think that it wasn't easy for my mom raising me. She had, not a lot of income. Actually, I grew up very poor. I grew up very impoverished. And throughout the hard times, there was a lot of good times, and she always made it not feel like it was very impoverished. Instead, my mother made it feel like it was always fun and not the case, and a very rich lifestyle in the context of happiness, food, going to the movies, seeing Terminator 2 in the movie theaters, seeing the Titanic in the movie theaters. So I'm very blessed for that, but I'm very inspired by women, and I'm a big supporter of women. Okay. First, we have Laurel Chavez, U.S. Representative of Oregon, and we have a lot of diversity here. She is Latina and from Oregon's 15th district. Here is a video of Laurel Chavez DeRemer U.S. Representative of Oregon's 15th district.
I raised twin girls in the district, and I was mayor of Happy Valley for 8 years. So I think people were looking for a proven track record. Somebody could keep taxes low, address the crime issue that we were all experiencing, address the economy and the inflation that we were all experiencing. So I think that people were looking and searching for some change.
I think Laurel Chavez is really cool. Next, we have Erin Houchin, U.S. Representative in Indiana's 4th district. Here's a video of Erin Houchin from Indiana's 4th district.
It's home. It's always been home. I've always lived in the 9th district. Went to the Indiana University, and that's also in the district. So I'm a homegrown Hoosier and happy to be a representative of this part of our state.
Where do your conservative roots come from?
My parents raised me, as a conservative, but growing up, I really wasn't. We weren't a political family.
I hope you guys liked Erin Houchin and Laurel Chavez DeRemer, we have another strong woman in the Republican Party, a newest member. This is Monica de la Cruz. And again, a lot of diversity here. I'm Mexican American. My father's from Mexico. I'm not like somebody who can say a lengthy essay about Mexico's history. By no means of any stretch of the imagination. I'm saying simply my diversity and my origins in relation to diversity. Cool. All right, so this is Monica de la Cruz, U.S. Representative from Texas 15th District. Here's a video of Monica de la Cruz. Here we go.
I am both humbled and excited to have flipped this district red. You know, this goes to show that a granddaughter from a Mexican farm worker can go from ironing shirts to get through college to become a U.S. Congresswoman, and what an honor it is. Of course, I credit what is happening down here in South Texas.
I hope you guys like Monica de la Cruz, U.S. Representative from Texas 15th District. I definitely really like her a lot. Next, we have Harriet M. Hageman from Wyoming's at-large district. At-large district is the third largest United States district in the country. Here's a video of Harriet M. Hageman. Here we go.
Challenges that we do face. Wyoming is the largest coal producer in the nation. We have huge oil and gas reserves, large ag production, lots of ag in the state of Wyoming. Those are issues that the current administration has been attacking for quite some time. And Liz Cheney wasn't focusing on those issues, she was focusing on something else. And so we needed to have representation, and I made the decision to run against her and to retake Wyoming's.
I hope you guys liked Harriet M. Hageman. Next, we have Jennifer A. Kiggans, U.S. Representative from Virginia's 2nd District. Here's a video of Jennifer A. Kiggans, U.S. Representative from Virginia's 2nd District.
And I was on an NROTC scholarship for college, and so chose to fly the year that women could fly in combat in 1993. And it was just a great experience serving the country, being at the tip of the spear. My husband is a retired F-18 pilot, and I have children who serve now too. So it's an important part of my life, an important part of who I am as a person and as a legislator.
How did you decide to become a pilot? I mean, what was it that made you want to pursue that?
Just that service to country. I think it's very important if we leave the country that we know how to.
Next, we have Laurel Lee, U.S. Representative from Florida's 15th District. Now, I hope you guys liked Jennifer A. Kiggans as much as I did. Laurel Lee, U.S. Representative from Florida's 15th District. Here we go.
That our people, our country, will do well and will thrive when we're given the opportunity to build businesses, to raise our children the way that we think is appropriate and is going to meet their needs. In so many of the core principles about economic freedom and personal liberty that really are central to the Republican Party.
Were your parents political? Did they talk about politics or policy?
No, my family was not particularly political.
I really like Laurel Lee a lot. She's a really big conservative, a true liberty, true patriot. Frankly, I'm going to be following Laurel Lee a lot. And the amount of amazing conservative women that are newly rising in this Republican revolution of conservatism and women empowerment, I'm inspired so much that I'm strongly considering leaving Los Angeles, I know, and going to Florida and starting a life there, perhaps meeting someone I can talk to, like, relationship wise, romantic wise, with a beautiful woman, Floridian. Who knows? Who knows? All right. And last but not least, we have drum rolls. Anna Paulina Luna. Now, I really love Anna Paulina Luna. I shared some of her quotes before in my previous videos, is also the first Mexican American serving in the United States Congress in Florida's 13th district. Here's a video of Anna Paulina Luna. Here it is.
Former President Donald Trump.
I might not be from DC, but I look at that like a benefit. We need less people from there and more normal people that understand what it's like to maybe not be able to fill up their gas tanks, that understand the struggle. I bring a real perspective, and I think that DC is missing that. Mayorkas was actually caught on a hot mic a couple of years ago saying that these numbers were unsustainable. We have approximately 325,000 children enter the U.S. under Biden administration, and these are unaccompanied minors a majority of the time, and it's vastly between these ports of entries. Now, Mr. Chairman, I would ask for unanimous consent to enter these two graphics into the record.
Without objection, so ordered.
The Biden administration does not want to acknowledge these facts, and they certainly don't want to know who's coming into
All right.
the country.
I hope you guys liked all of the newest members, all of the newest women, Congresswomen of the United States House of Representatives, as much as I did, and as much as I do, frankly. Diversity and women empowerment is extremely important in the United States Congress. There is an overwhelming majority of women dominating on the left in the United States House of Representatives. Frankly, there is, I believe, 204 women. Correct me if I'm wrong. I think it might be in total. Anyways, there's a larger number there. However, the majority of women serving in the United States Senate are the Republican women. So a lot more Republican women serving in the Senate versus Republican women in the House compared to Democratic women. So a lot of victories, and like I'm saying, a very big, powerful, strong revolution of women empowerment in general, Democrat and Republican. The super important thing and the super important news is introducing bills and resolutions, offering amendments, and serving on committees. Here's a quote from Laurel Lee: "Economic freedom, personal liberty," unquote. The amazing and important thing about women empowerment and the newest Congresswoman of the United States representative from the Republican Party is simply that these amazing, strong women, frankly, are going to introduce a lot of conservative values, a lot of conservative liberty into the Congress that's desperately needed in a time of need in 2023 like never before. We are going to need a lot of conservative values and, frankly, a lot of different perspectives and new enlightenment and revolution that's fanning the flames of conservatism. So we're going to take a look at everything so far our newest Congresswoman of the United States representative from the Republican Party has accomplished so far. We already have our newest member, Latina Lori Chavez DeRemer from the Republican Party as of 2023, already signing on to the Combat Organized Retail Crime Act. If you guys don't know, there is a significant amount of retail theft and crime happening across the country. Frankly, if you take a look on TikTok, social media, Twitter, you'll see face masks hammers, XYZ, smashing and taking garbage bags, loads and loads, 5 garbage bags of expensive merchandise. I believe in law and order. We need these kinds of resolutions. This is a very proud moment for the Republican Party combating organized retail crime act. So we already have a very powerful act, Lori Chavez supporting this in Oregon, which is desperately needed, and Oregon is not shy of insanity. Next, we have Monica de la Cruz, first Latina and Republican to represent the 15th Congressional District in Texas. Monica de la Cruz on Mayorkas visit, frankly, and position in the border, quote unquote, his impeachment is long overdue. So I strongly really agree and like Monica de la Cruz position, Congresswoman from Texas, 15th Congressional District's opinion about Mayorkas, because I think, frankly, Mayorkas is doing a really bad job at the border. Monica de la Cruz co-sponsors the Protection of Women and Girls in Sports Act and successfully a House passage, and quote unquote, Monica de la Cruz says a win for women and sports rights. All right, next we have Harriet Hageman, Bill H.R. 1532 to authorize, lease, sell, warn any Indian tribe to hold free title without the consent of the federal government. She is a big supporter of Native Americans and agriculture. So Harriet Hageman is a super supporter of Native Americans, Indian tribes. If you read a lot of her legislation, frankly, on the internet, going through different Congress websites, you could see there's even one that's super extreme, granting Native Americans 99 years of XYZ. So Hageman is a very strong supporter of agriculture as well. Food is very important. So Hageman, very big supporter on Native American tribes and Native Americans and Indians in general. Now, I think this is extremely important. If you look at some of the boarding schools throughout history, throughout the early 1900s, and frankly, the late 1800s, you'll see simply that is super appalling. If you want to see more about the insides and outs of how Native Americans' children, frankly, were abused, you probably don't want to see that. But what I'm saying is that if you want to take a further look into some of this stuff and become more knowledgeable and have some absorption of information about the boarding schools of Native Americans, go take a look and check out the TV show. That's an amazing TV show, 1923, with Harrison Ford. It's an amazing TV show. Shows you all about the early life, agriculture, and frankly, the Midwest. It's a lot of history. I highly recommend that show. Next, we have Erin Houchin. Erin Houchin is from Salem, Indiana, which I thought was really cool. Erin Houchin managed rule debate on the House floor on Bill 14R734. Now, ironically, this is the same bill Monica de la Cruz, U.S. representative from 15th Congressional District in Texas, had a lot of positivity to say about it, saying that it's a win for women's sports and women's rights. This is the same exact bill. So Monica de la Cruz and Erin Houchin kind of intertwine on this bill, exactly the same. So a lot of these women are supporting a lot of amazing things, women's rights, frankly, protecting women, protecting natural resources, bringing common sense and conservative, strong values into the United States Congress. A win, 360 win. I really love what a lot of these new members of the United States House of Representatives have accomplished so far. Excuse me. Okay. Erin Houchin is a environmentalist, and she wants to expand significant amount of investments for Americans. She supports the environment. You could go on and on throughout a lot of the legislation she's sponsoring and co-sponsoring, and frankly, it's very good. Okay, next we have Jennifer Kiggans. Jennifer Kiggans wrote a scathing letter to Veteran Affairs to Secretary Dennis McDonald, condemning dishonest, partisan use of the Veteran Affairs to spread fear amongst United States veterans on their behalf. So Jennifer Kiggans is a super proponent, frankly, a very powerful supporter of American veterans. So Jennifer Kiggans wrote a scathing letter addressing the partisan use of the Veteran Affairs, spreading fear and anxiety towards American veteran benefits. So she directly, Jennifer Kiggans, directly confronts Secretary Dennis McDonald on this behavior. So very powerful, very strong. Stop bullying and spreading fear and anxiety to our American veterans. So watch out for Jennifer Kiggans, because she's really coming after those who try to bully American veterans. Another huge, amazing accomplishment for Jennifer's Congress legislative proposals. Frankly, she is anti-Biden, which is great, a breath of fresh air. And Jennifer Kiggans reunites Filipino World War II veterans with their children. So Jennifer Kiggans reunites World War II Filipino veterans with their children. Now, isn't that a beautiful story? That's why we need women in the United States Congress, and frankly, conservative women. This is just an amazing thing. And I really hope we get a majority of Republican conservative women in the Congress. I really, really hope that, versus the Democratic Party, frankly, in my opinion. It's too much of them. All right. Next, we have Laurel Lee. Supports liberty, small businesses, questions Mayorkas' border policies, and frankly, terrible, poor performance. Mayorkas' terrible, poor performance of the United States southern border, which is a disaster. So Laurel Lee, super strong conservative, super strong believing liberty. I really like Laurel Lee a lot, and I'm going to be following her a lot. She introduces Human Trafficking Hotline Enhancement Act, another beautiful accomplishment there. So we just have accomplishments after accomplishments after accomplishments. Also, Laurel Lee, the American Flood Coalition recognizes Representative Laurel Lee as a federal champion for floods. It's all about the floods and stuff like that. So she's doing a big job there. And as you know, Florida has a lot of floods and natural disasters. So her father is also super strong on conservative values, and she was raised right. And I think there's a lot of military influence there. Next we have, and this is the final one, by the way, Anna Paulina Luna. Now, I really love Anna Paulina Luna. Like I said, she's very beautiful. She's young. She's very smart. She's a veteran, formerly in the American United States Air Force. So very, very talented, very smart, newest member of the Republican Party, serving as a congresswoman as of 2023. All right, so a lot of big accomplishments for Anna Paulina Luna from Florida's from Florida's 13th district. Excuse me. Okay. So Anna Paulina Luna leads letter to CDC demanding answers for COVID confusion. As you guys know, COVID was a disaster. Bill HR 2712, work, not woke bill. So she sponsors that, co-sponsors that. Also, big supporter of the gold standard, which is an amazing thing, I believe, especially with these bank crises and how terrible Joe Biden is doing with the economy. So, Gold Standard Restoration Act supporter, very amazing thing. Anna Paulina Luna, Congresswoman of Florida's 13th district, is doing there. Also, Protect American Energy from China Act. As you guys know, China is a very big, insidious enemy that's frankly a huge problem involving Americans' sovereignty, liberties, and a lot of natural resources. So Protect American Energy from China Act. That's a very important thing. I highly recommend you go check out some more of that information. We have some other ones here. Kids in Classes Act. So Paula Anna Luna supports Children in Classes Act. As you guys know, there's the whole DEI debacle, frankly, from the Biden administration again. That's targeting children with the gender confusion and grooming and the whole disgusting stuff. Frankly, Marjorie Taylor Greene addresses very strongly on the 16-minute interview with Leslie Stahl. Finally, Anna Paulina Luna is a very big proponent of human rights, obviously children's rights, and women's rights. So a lot of powerful policies, co-sponsorship in bills, serving on committees and introducing legislative accomplishments. Frankly, a lot of amazing things Anna Paulina Luna is doing. So I highly recommend you guys follow each and every single one of these women on Twitter. It will do a lot for us and for them to support our congresswomen in the Republican Party. Okay. Next, we have a quote. You judge a society by how it treats its citizens. We must do our best to ensure that every child can live in comfort and security with the best possible education, unquote. And that's the 45th First Lady of the United States, Melania Trump. All right, let's go on to our second topic. Here we go. The importance of Republican women in the House of Representatives. Since 1917, when Representative Janet Rankin of Montana became the first woman to serve in Congress, a total of 424 women have served as United States representatives, delegates, resident commissioners, or United States senators. First, conservatives believes there exists an enduring moral order. Moral truths are permanent. Second, conservatives adheres to customs, convention, and continuity. So making sure that things prolong in society for a long time and has a lot of traditional values to offer. Conservatives are persuaded that freedom and property are closely linked. Third, limited government, free markets, and prescription. The wisdom of our ancestors. Imperfection. Humans are not perfect. Abraham Lincoln recognizes as the best, frankly, in the Republican Party. Prudence, variety, having a lot of free open markets, variety. A lot of conservative values is extremely important frankly, in the United States federal government and in our government in general. Silence brings wisdom of the ancestors. The future emerges from the past. To neglect one's ancestors would bring ill fortune and failure in life. Super important. All right, so summary recaps. The main points of my episode for you was the fact that we have a lot of women empowerment and conservative values being instilled in the United States Congress. This is a victory, a revolution for women in general, and I hope the Republican Party continues to wake up, and we have a lot of women and diversity, frankly, in the Congress, and we get a lot more women into the Senate. And frankly, I can't wait until we get the first conservative Republican female president. And frankly, I can't wait for the future. I'm super excited about that. In my episode, I pointed out the main points of all of the legislation that the newest Congresswomen of the United States House of Representatives have introduced. A lot of the legislation and resolutions and bills that have been sponsored and co-sponsored. I also introduced every single candidate. All of the candidates are extremely amazing in the sense that they're doing a great job. Congresswomen Laurel Chavez DeRemer, Erin Houchin, Monica de la Cruz, Harriet Hageman, Jennifer Kiggans, Laurel Lee, Anna Paulina Luna. All of these women are doing an amazing job. And frankly, I hope they continue to do an amazing job. Okay. Want to ask a question and your question to be featured on a future episode of The Moderate View? Text or call 213-342-1988. That's 213-342-1988. Want to join as a guest? Leave a voicemail, your name, and some small detailed information of what topics you're interested in, what party are you supporting, and what topics do you want to discuss. Perhaps we can talk about other things like bill, legislation, XYZ. Thank you so much for joining me on this episode 11. I hope I inspired you and conservatives across the country. A lot of win-win-wins. And remember, share, like, and subscribe to my video. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you next time.
Thanks for watching The Moderate View.
I can't wait until we get the first conservative Republican female president. The importance of Republican women in the House of Representatives. Since 1917, when Representative Janet Rankin of Montana became the first woman to serve in Congress, a total of 424 women have served as United States representatives, delegates, resident commissioners, or United States senators.